It's here. It's real deal. Let me grab the can.
Open it
Opening it
up.
up. You doing a
Dude.
LaCroix today too?
Oh yeah, of
Oh,
course.
dude, I'm doing lime, dude.
There you
Having a,
go.
having a, having a little trouble getting it open. I don't know what's going on here.
LaCroix and what kind? Tangerine natural on the rocks here. Shout out everybody listening. Give you a
What's going
little.
going into the cup? The Eags Cup. I got the Raven shirt on. The Eags. We're in baseball season, but we're wearing our football teams stuff. What's going on, everybody? This podcast is better than a Drake concert, even though I'm the number one Drake fan in the world. Glad to have you all, ladies and gents, here today. I am one half of this dynamic duo, the most sensational sports podcast on the internet that you can tune into, aka the upcoming $100 million deal. I'm Harold Hoops, Hollywood Hair, Harry Heaps, and I'm joined by Brendan the Body Petrilli. Brendan, how you doing today?
Oh, fantastic, fantastic, Harold. Because you know what? I don't have it on right now, but I was wearing it earlier. I was wearing my Dingerdelphia hat. You got your Philly Drinkers hat on. We're looking good. We're staying cool. We're looking fresh and styling today. I had to keep the polo on for the golf with the Dingerdelphia hat because Philly Drinkers has the best drinks. Not drinks. I'm an idiot.
Best gear.
Best gear
Best
out
gear
there.
for drinking. Best gear for drinking.
Yeah, best gear for drinking. Got a little stumbled on the words there, but we love them. Thanks for their sponsor on this episode. Go check it out. Promo code Brendan Petrelli at checkout, 10% off. We love those guys out there. Best hats in the business. But also, because you're wearing the Philly Drinkers and I'm wearing the polo, we're looking fresh. We're looking fine. Baseball season, baby. We're in the middle of it. And the O's, baby, our O's are number one in the American League. They take down and they catch those Tampa Bay Rays. Get rid of the devil, they said, and they threw them into the fiery pits of hell, and they kept them down there. And they're back, number one in the American League. Man, this team is young. They're feisty. They're good, and they're electric. It's a great thing, man.
Keep it going, dog. Keep it going. One time for the one time.
I mean, this squad, man, it is a difference maker where they have finally they've clicked on all these young players. They've got a couple guys out of the bullpen that have come out of almost nowhere where they're just giving you lights out seasons. You're getting a couple veterans stepping up in the pitching staff. It's been a fun ride, and it's only going to get better for here. We're not even going to talk about what they can do moving forward because who knows what they'll do. We don't need to. Exactly. Because us O's fans have gone through hell and back over the past, decade now.
Fuck you.
Like we're just trying to figure it out and get to a playoff position where we can make some noise. And that's what they have done. And it's going to be a lot of fun, Harold. What do you think about
it's going to be massive. It's going to be massive, dude. What I think about it is we go against just a few days ago, an obvious World Series contender in the LA Dodgers. And we lose that series. They take the first two. We win the last one. Competitive game on the first. I had an $800 ticket. We won't talk about it. It was provided. It was comped.
Some are saying that they lost because of you.
That's what some were saying that, but you know what I was saying? I was sitting in the AC in that 94-degree heat, and I loved it. I loved that box. But we come off, dealing with this hard-hitting team in LA, and then, dude, what do? But we dominate the so-called best team in the American League, who's a World Series contender, who has not won a series against us yet. And we whoop Tampa Bay for the first time since 2016. We're number one in the AL East. And in the first time in forever that I can remember, we're the number one team in the overall American League, dude. Like, this is ridiculous, being number one in the division, being number one in the American League. But, dude, you know what is so funny about this? And we were talking about this off air that I really just want to bring up. I want to talk about the Orioles' makeup here of their stats of what they've won so far. Because what I think is so interesting is I was on the phone today with another Orioles fan. I was talking about, man, with this new closer that we've gotten from Oakland, we really don't need him to play heavy duty type of ball. We just need him to play at 60%. Because if we can keep playing the money ball baseball that we're doing, we haven't had to win many close games. We're either winning by 2 or 3 runs or we'll lose by 2 or 3. We don't have many of these 1-run games. And dude, what happens? But after the week that we come off of losing a series against a World Series contender in the LA Dodgers, we freaking close in the 10th inning tonight against the so-called number one team in the American League. And now we're number one, baby. We're number one with a 4-3 win, dude. This team is hot. They're red hot. They're the team that nobody wants to play. They're going to take a lot of teams out of contention. They're sexy, dude. I mean, listen, there's talks back at home. All I was listening about today going into work, listening to Baltimore local radio, listen to Rob. Rob was breaking it down. And he was talking about how, there's huge contract disputes right now with the city of Baltimore and Camden Yards. But we're not going to get into that. You know why?
Come on, why are we doing this right now? Those are at all-time high. What are we doing this for?
What we're getting into is how the Orioles are winning. They don't give a fuck where they play. They might not even have a home to play in, and they'll still win, dog. This is Moneyball baseball. As I said before, this is going to be on a t-shirt one day. Gunner is down in Towson, bagging every bitch in sight. It does not matter, dude. Go O's, baby. Go O's.
It's going to be fun. We're going to be a house divided this upcoming week, though. You know that.
Big time, dude. Big
well, you're
time.
out in Wisconsin making a little bread, I guess.
Big
doing
time.
Whatever you do, eating cheese out there.
I'm moving money for the carts out.
The Phillies and the Orioles are going to be going head-to-head in South Philadelphia. I'll be there Monday and Tuesday night. It's going to be electric. I'm excited for it. The Phillies have been...
Tickets? I got to that too.
I got both games.
Son of a bitch.
That's what I'm saying. Call out. No call, no show.
Maybe can you still get out for COVID these days? Does that work? I don't
know.
I feel like if you say you got it, listen, I got COVID, I can't get on that flight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
YouTube
a little bit of a
for talking about
everybody
COVID,
gives you a look. Yeah, everybody gives you a look. But yeah, it's going to be a fun time in South Philadelphia coming up this week. I think the Phillies should be able to take this Orioles team, to be honest with you. I'm not even lying. The Phillies have too much firepower.
Show your true colors, you asshole. Show your true colors.
But I'm going to bring that O's hat. I got something coming in the mail. A nice little flex that I hopefully it gets here by that. And I'll have it in the back pocket just in case if the O's start winning. And then I'll throw it on. Maybe I'll do a split jersey. I don't know.
Split jersey? Whoa, jeez Louise.
We'll see. I mean,
unreal.
I'm a big Rush, Gunner, you know what I'm saying? King Felix. I love this squad. I mean, it's going to be tough next week, but the Phillies are taking 2 or 3. It's not even a question in my mind. So it is what it is. I mean,
wait a second. You're bringing a gun. You're bringing a knife to a gunfight right now. You really think that the bats can keep up with ours? Let's just talk about the bats. There's no question you guys got better pitching, but you think that Orioles 1 and 2 inning and that 7th and 8th inning, you can keep up with that when we're putting up 3? Okay, tell 100%. Me why. Tell me why.
Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, Nick Castellanos, Trey Turner.
Sucks.
You're gonna tell me 4 of the best players in the fucking MLB they suck? Like
I thought you don't use F words anymore. I thought that was out. Now you're being driven to it, dude.
JT Real Muto, Bryson Stott, like Alec Bohm. Like you want me to keep going? I can't anymore after that.
It's
Brandon Marsh.
At the end of the day, it's a good series. Blood can't be drawn on this podcast.
We'll do a truce. We'll do a truce. Hey, we were at a truce first. We were in cahoots on this podcast first. The number 1 O's and Phillies podcast in the world. The numbers are through the roof here. If you're listening to us on Call One Conversations, hit that subscribe button. But we were on it first. The Alliance was here first. We'll see what happens. It'll be all peace, love, and war when it comes to Monday. We'll see. But yeah, the Phillies are taking 2 or 3.
You're unreal. All right, dude. Let real quick before we shy away from the O's talk. I want to talk about some comparisons that we can make here of teams that we've seen go from such droughts to such success. And I think a team, dude, that maybe I'm making a stretch here. Obviously, they moved. They'd had some success before, but a team that I feel kind of embodies what's going on right now with the Orioles, when I really do think about it, and this is going to sound crazy, but it's the LA Rams. And the comparison that I'm going with here, dude, is the LA Rams were an NFL franchise that had all this love. They go to St. Louis. They're a forgotten team, forgotten in the dust of St. Louis. They come back to LA. They're playing in the Trojan Stadium. They're losing games. They make it to a Super Bowl soccer match, which they lose. And then they're all right. And then they go on, they get Matt Stafford, and they win a Super Bowl. But that team kept such a farm system within them to bring it up. Thinking about a guy like, Aaron Donald to be the number one and he'll be one of the greatest Hall of Famers of all time. But where I'm going with this is that, dude, as a fan base, if you were an LA Ram fan before they went to St. Louis and then they came back, you went through all that period of that crap and then being forgotten over and over, and then them coming back to where they were from, right? And I feel that the Orioles are doing that right now. They're coming back to where they were from when people used to talk about the Iron Man, and they got forgotten for so many years. Then Buck gave them life, and they got forgotten again, right? I see such potential in this team to have a growth. I hope that's better than the LA Rams, in that I hope that it's not just a flare of one ring. But dude, with this system that we have going on right now, I don't know what it's going to take to get an ace and what we're going to have to give up to get an ace at some point. But dude, I've never seen a team go from being such a laughing stock to being so admired right now. Like, everybody wants to be an Orioles fan right now that's not either a Yankees fan, a Boston fan,
Damn right.
or
I've
like
been
an
telling
LA
everybody
fan.
to stay away.
Like,
Don't hop on our wagon.
It's crazy, dude. But like, what as an outsider, right? Like,
I'm not
what
an
do you
outsider.
think
What are you
about that?
talking about?
No, you're right. You're accepted in.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that, dude? Like, how does a team grind out throughout that for so long?
I mean,
And figure that out.
The Phillies were there the past decade.
Right.
From 13 till last year, they sucked until they got Bryce Harper, right? And that's the biggest thing. Like, if you want to do the Rams comparison, what the Rams did to get over the hump, they traded for Matt Stafford. They traded for the cornerback that they just traded away too. Ramsey. And they got Bobby Wagner. They went out and they made
Von Miller.
They went out and made all these moves on top of Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald, right? They went out and they got all these guys to put around the young core that they had at the time that wasn't able to just get them over the top with a quarterback in Jared Goff, right? So that's kind of where the O's are going to be at this point. Are they going to be able to get over the hump with just this young core? Or are they going to have to add that assassin talent that is just all-star material, superstar material, just to get them over the hump? Are they willing to sell the farm for that? I don't know. I don't think that when we move closer to the trade deadline here, we'll heat up the hot stove talk next week, I think. But I don't see the Orioles really making a big move at the trade deadline.
Definitely not.
Them being in first place in the American League, does that change it at all in your mind? Should it change it in your mind at all? Or should they stay the course at this point and go, we've been riding this out. We've got a nice young team. We're going to see where this takes us. Or are they in, okay, we have this. Let's go get a guy or two. Let's go get a Shohei Ohtani, and let's go win a World Series.
They need to embody right now the phrase, don't fix what's broken, dude. They've got a special sauce. They got that Goomba sauce. They got that. The Orioles right now, every day, they're eating Sunday gravy. This Saturday, I'm going up to New Jersey to bring my 88-year-old grandfather to go see his Italian cousins that immigrated from the boot to come live with him when they were getting their houses blown up in World War II, when they left to come to the United States. And we're going to be eating Sunday grave on a Saturday. The Orioles eat Sunday grave on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It can be a Thursday. They could be playing at 10 a.m. in the morning. They're eating Sunday grave. So my point with it is, no, dude, I don't want us to give up anything. I want us to be able to. I love that transition that I just did. I want them to be able to see how far can this team take you. What's the potential that they really have on their own accord? If you can go get maybe another reliever like you just did, go for it. But in my opinion, dude, your bats are winning you games that no one ever thought that like, let's get this out of the way. This team still has so much to prove, yet they have nothing to prove to anybody anymore because they've overdone all expectations that could have ever been set for this season. And so because of that, what I say is let this pasta melt together with that cheese and with that Sunday gravy and see where you go, and then reevaluate at the end of the season, wherever you end up, and see where you went from here, because nobody ever, not even myself as a diehard fan, had them picked to be number one in the American League during the regular season. And dude, we just knocked off probably the number one contender to come out of the American League for the World Series.
They're fake.
They're
contenders.
fake as hell.
Yeah.
So what do you I mean, would you want to mess with the gravy? I'm not putting in any more onions.
Nah, I mean, we talked about it last week. I mean, I might throw in some mushrooms a little bit.
All
Maybe
right.
get a little crazy with it. You know, a little dice. Maybe get a little psychedelic in there. Change it up just a little, just to enlighten us a little bit, to get us over that midsummer hump. You know.
All right.
But when it comes down to it, I think more of a comparison would be to the Kansas City Royals with this team that back in the mid 2010s, right? Where they had that young homegrown talent all over the diamond, right? The bats were winning them games. They lost the World Series, and then they finally got back the next year and they seal the deal after they brought in a piece or two.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the model they're going to be going to. Small city, not going to be going out and getting the big names. They're going to let this team grow, and then maybe they get a free agent or two that is enticed to be like, okay, I can play here. I'm not going to take the biggest deal, but you can get those second-tier guys that can get this team over the hump. I think that's what this team's got in their back pocket for the next year now. But, man, it'd be nice to win, wouldn't it?
Dude, I mean,
is it unrealistic to think that they can win at this point? They've been battle-tested for more than half the year now. This isn't a fluke.
Like I told you, man, I said it 2.5 months ago. This team has the potential to go on a Phillies last year run. And I think that it's kind of, if they win this series, I think it's solidified. You know, you weren't too hot on that take, but I think it's true, dude. They have the ability, like the Phillies did, to not only prove every other team wrong that they face in the playoffs, but to make a World Series appear. I want to make, this is going to sound crazy to say. No, it won't. If they were to make a World Series appearance this year, it would be as big as winning a World Series. Like, in the sense that they were never, ever, ever supposed to be remotely a part of that. Dude, like, you guys got there and weren't supposed to be a part of that conversation, but you still had Bryce Harper, one of the best players in the MLB, no doubt about it, like you said before. The Orioles have Rutschman, who just got brought up. Gunner, who just got brought. Like, who the hell are these dudes? What? Cedric Mullins? He's a real deal player. What? Like, who are these guys? Like, this doesn't make sense. So my point now, there's nothing like winning a chip. I don't know if Baltimore would know how to respond to a World Series win. Our team has been so non-competitive for so long.
Are people going out to the streets for Baltimore? Are they burning the city down?
I mean,
is that a normal occurrence there? Anyway?
I mean, listen, we don't, you know, I work in the city, so I'm not bringing that up. But the point being, I mean, they got a curfew in town every night. Dude, I can't imagine what the reaction would be if the Orioles were in the World Series. Like, I don't think people would know how to respond to that, because, like I just said, it's not an unfair statement. We have not been competitive for so long. It'd be like, dude, what's happening right now? Like, what is going on? We could get swept, dude, and I would be liable to go buy a plate of bricks and to go to local businesses and just throw bricks through the windows. And when we would say, why are you doing that? I would go, because the Orioles are in the fucking World Series.
The O's, baby, the O's.
That's right, dude. And then if they won, I might strip live on this show. I mean, I might have to.
It's an exciting time. We've gone real long on the O's, but honestly, man, they deserve it. They really do deserve it.
What do you think Mancini's thinking right now?
That he asked out last year, right? Yeah, I mean, can I come back? Where did he end up signing in the offseason?
Oh, the Astros.
The Astros. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he he was due his time. The question always was, are we going to bring him back? I think that's a very big possibility.
Well, he
to
won
go back
a
to your
ring.
last point.
He won a ring last year, so he's like,
yeah, he did.
He's
He
fine.
did. He did.
He's not worried about it.
But dude, he's homegrown here, dude.
I
think more than ever.
He's looking back at the ex-girlfriend while he's got his ring on, and he's just like, "Hey, I'm glad to see she's doing well. She lost 15 pounds. Good,
and
for
she got
her.
new cans. And
Yeah,
she got new cans.
She got a tit job. Yes,
Yeah.
good for her. Yes,
and they're perky as hell. Yeah,
she's been doing some squats.
You go, girl.
A little bit
you
of
go,
ass
girl.
lift.
Yeah, you go, girl. Yeah,
yep.
I get you. That's a great comparison. Fresh set of tits. That's the Orioles. That's it right there. Fresh set of tits. All right, we're moving on, ladies and gents. We're going on to what we told you. We take 2 weeks in between as we lead up to football season. This week, we're talking NFC West. We're going to be breaking down to you who's the number 1, who's the number 4, and who are the 2 bitches in the middle. That's what we talk here. Trill, you wanna get your list started first, or you want me to take it away, brother?
You go first.
Okay. Dude, I'm excited about this division. There's so much movement that's happened in this division, specifically for one team, but so much to be talked about. It's so much to dive into, and I can't wait. The only teams that have had more movement, in all honesty, are Carolina and the Bears. I mean, they basically swapped rosters. But to break it down, dude, we know regardless of who's throwing the football, the 49ers are the best team in that division, just given the talent, both offensively and defensively. They couldn't get it done in the NFC Championship, though. Roll Eagles. But at the end of the day, regardless of who's throwing that ball, Trilly and I could throw that. I am the king. Trilly knows this about myself. I need to stop driving my points and get to it. I'm the king of the first down pass. No, Tom Brady can't even throw a first down pass better than me. Now, if you ask me to go 35 and beyond for the touchdown, can I deliver? I can't say that. I can't say that you can bet on me. If I am 10 yards out and we are in the red zone, I am closing automatic. Okay? AKA automatic Hollywood hair. And that's who the San Francisco 49ers are. But the sleeper team this year, I got to go to the number 2 because we don't need to talk about San Fran. You know about them. You know about Kittle. You know about Bosa.
Sucks.
You all suck.
Sucks.
All suck.
Sucks.
But the team that we need to talk about here is this Seattle Seahawks, who signed Geno, as he's referred to on this show. And on top of that, dude, retain talent, go out and draft more, have a top 5 talent in oh my God, I just blanked on his name, number 14, highest jump in the world,
Metcalf.
wide receiver.
Metcalf.
And DK Metcalf.
Eats a lot of candy.
Have an incredible
Fucks
Super
a lot
Bowl
of
winning,
bitches.
Fucks a lot of bitches. Dude, I thought that, ladies and gentlemen, please let us know how many we've used so far.
That one's on me.
Yeah, I mean, you're setting me off. You can't lead me to that water. I'm drinking it all day long.
Makes love to a lot of women.
Right? Correct? Super Bowl winning head coach. I mean, dude, this is the sleeper team, dude. This is a team that I'm telling you right now, over, under on the schedule, not even seeing it. I have Seattle winning 12 games this season, without a doubt. They're making a run for the NFC. But the question is, before I give 3, I'm going to give 3 automatically. It's the Rams. We all know why it is. But the team that we got to spend the most time talking about, besides the 2, is dead last, is AZ, dude. A great point was brought up. I was listening to late night sports talk radio, and here's where I'm at with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray right now is a more talented Baker Mayfield. He is able to retain his job, stay a starter, get a real deal contract. And yet, his fans, his front office, his head coach, and his owner are worried about his commitment to the team. What is he going to be like in practice? What is he like in OTAs? This kid should have gone to the Oakland A's, maybe.
More money in baseball, maybe you would say.
My question is, dude,
what happens in Vegas too?
Dude, what happens if Arizona comes in dead last again? What happens if they miss a playoff contention. You just wasted the last bits of JJ Watts' career, right? He ended it with you. You don't have any more wide receiver talent. You're a Heisman winner. You're supposed to be able to deliver at a high level. You should be that number 2 team in this division, and you're not. And it's solely because, let's just put it out there, you got the mindset of Aaron Rodgers, and you don't have his talent. You do not have his talent, dude. You talk like you're Aaron Rodgers, like you're an all-time talent, like you've won a Super Bowl, like you've made multiple playoff berths, multiple playoff wins. You haven't, dude. You haven't even smelt a second round of the playoffs yet. What are you talking about? And you're getting paid $200 million, or sorry, 189. You're getting paid big money, and I'm saying that you're coming in fourth. Arizona's got a big problem right now, dude. Big problem.
Well, yeah, when you got a head coach that gives up 38 points and can't figure out how to stop Patrick Mahomes in the biggest game of his life, and he's too busy looking forward to going to staying in the stadium that he's at and coaching Kyler Murray. I mean, that's the biggest problem. And he's going pew 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 pew. But that's your biggest problem. But
right
after that, yeah, I mean, Kyler's going to be on the downside here, right, on the shelf going into this season with the ACL, I believe, right? He ended up tearing that. So when it comes down to it, this year is just going to be a rebuilding year. They went out and they made some moves in the draft where they went out and they traded down a lot, tried to accumulate some assets moving forward. And honestly, the way that I would normally say, the way that the NFL works, when you go and you have some talent, right, with Budda Baker and him and a couple of other guys, not really, young draft picks coming in. You can look at this team that has acquired first-round picks for the next 2 years and go, they can be a team that turns it around in a year, right? They can go from worst to first. But when it comes down to it, does this guy have the mindset to get you there? Does the head coach, does the coaching staff around him now? You would have thought that the coaching staff that he had beforehand could have got the job done. Is this guy coming in and Jonathan Gannon going to be any much better? A defensive-minded head coach, nonetheless, right? When you had an offensive coach
Trill.
around him for the past couple of years to start his career now, is that going to make him any better moving forward? I don't think so. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm not as big on the Kyler hate as much as you were going in on him there, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. His big thing is just focus on the game, the drive for it. He doesn't have that film study asset, when, it's a shame that it came out in the contract, right? But, they had to put a clause in there that they quickly took away, that he has to watch X amount of film per week, right? Like that. Drew Brees isn't getting that. Jalen Hurts isn't getting that.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes isn't getting that. Like, yeah.
Lamar's not even getting that.
Lamar's not even getting that.
Right.
I don't know why I said Drew Brees. That was weird.
I
think I was thinking height-wise, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess you like short dudes.
Yeah.
People have said that before about you. Listen, I want to clarify. I got no hate for the kid. I got no hate for Kyler Murray. In fact, I think he's one of the coolest quarterbacks to ever play. What I can't stand is when guys that are in that type of position act this way. They don't understand. Like, I don't understand, Trilly. And maybe it's just because, listen, if I was getting paid $189 million and I was under, 26 years old, would I be acting like I had my head up my ass? I probably would be. I'd be telling everybody to F off. Dude, I'm making over $100 million. But this kid has so much potential. And the truth of the matter is, dude, a banged up Matt Stafford and even a sub in for the Rams will do better than this guy because of the way that he leads this team. He does not put this team on his back. Again, I think it's a great comparison. He talks like he's Aaron Rodgers without his talent. You're not that type of guy yet, dude. You have sensational talent. You can be a playoff contender. You can be a dangerous man. But, dude, the way that you operate yourself and conduct yourself, both in the media, on the field, talking to coaches clearly, you haven't proven anything yet, dude. Like my guy hasn't proven anything yet in the broad scheme besides winning an NFL MVP and leading his team to the best regular season record in NFL, which are two big deals. But the one thing is, even though Lamar held out, you don't see Lamar conduct himself not like a leader in the media. You don't see Lamar yelling at Harbaugh. You don't see Lamar yelling on social media. Did he write cryptic messages? Sure he did. But you never heard Lamar go to the sideline and say effing relax to John Harbaugh. You've never heard that.
It got a little ugly at the end.
But you hear that from Kyler Murray, though. That's crazy. You're not hearing that from Mackie Jack. You're not hearing that from Danny Dine. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not getting that. You're not getting that from Geno Smith. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting that from Deshaun. We don't really talk about him on this show, but I don't get it, man. I think that Kyler has made moves that set himself up for failure, not success. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Yeah. Just because the expectations were so high. Number 1 pick, top 10 pick in the MLB draft, also first round pick in the MLB draft. Set a very high bar, Heisman Trophy, and he came out and he balled out first year.
He did.
So everything was trending in the right direction, and he kind of was pumping himself up, getting ready to make that next step, and things just didn't happen. You get a suspension from and get hurt by D-Hop the other year, right? And you tried to build around him with Hollywood. And David Johnson you had for a year or two, right? And then you get a guy out from James Conner, and they just couldn't make it work. Could not make it work. Whether that was the coaching or what, that's going to be the biggest question. I think you're on to something a little bit with his head and mindset a bit. We'll have to see moving forward. He's probably got 2 years left with the Cardinals to make things work. And if things don't start coming together,
being generous,
it's gonna be whether he can make it in the league or not. Because this year you got to give him at least this year because of the knee, and then you're gonna give him next year, and then towards the end of next year, that's when the questions are gonna start being asked.
Maybe, man. I mean, you got to wonder if this team gets a first round pick, and they see a quarterback. Do they not make a move?
They did it with him, right? They had Josh Rosen, and they went and they took him right at the year after.
Him, dude? Did
Josh Rosen? He just fell apart. He's out the league. No, he's out the league.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah, no.
Oh, all right. All right, babe.
There's a couple quarterbacks the last couple of years that have passed away that were, first round picks. So let's take it easy. Haskins, Mallet, we gotta relax.
We're going dark on this show now. All right.
Let's reel it back in. Looking at the betting odds here, because that's what we like to do during the NFL season. We give you our bets. We give you, the Harry and Shirley locks, the parlays. Looking at a little bit of futures now as we move forward through this off season. You got minus 160 and then a close plus 195. I mean, close relative. Seahawks right there.
Dude, they're ready to rock.
195. That's kind of upset them a little bit. Is that a value pick?
It's a huge value pick too with the moves that they've made. I mean, listen, I already put in all my picks right at the end of the season for
the 49ers don't have a goddamn quarterback.
But dude, at the end of the day, dude, that team on its talent alone, without a quarterback, it's winning 11 games. With its talent alone, 11, dude. If you and I are throwing 10, but if it's a kid who played Division I football, if
I'm throwing, we're going.
No.
Maybe one loss.
Number one.
Because I'm sitting the last week of the year.
If I'm throwing, it's without a doubt.
You gotta go dink and dunk 10 yards. I can let it loose here, brother. I got a cannon.
Yeah, but while you're letting it loose, Jalen Ramsey's looking for the pick, dog. You're throwing to the DBs all day long.
I got Debo. I'll let him go up and play. But with this team, I can hit him 15 yards downfield. I can hit him 15, 20 out. I can hit the out routes. Unlike McCaffrey, unlike a couple other guys on that team that can't hit the out routes.
Dude,
I'll hit Kittle down the seam.
Let's go.
I'll laser it in there.
Let's go back to it, though, dude. Does Seattle become that sleeper team in the NFC? Because let's just talk about it, dude. I know we're talking the NFC West, but when we really think about it, who are the dogs? Who are the outright front runners of the NFC, of the division. It's obviously the Eagles. The Eagles should be chosen to be going
It's
into
Eagles,
another Super Bowl.
49ers.
It's Eagles 40, but then who is it after that? I would make the argument.
Great question.
Right. And I would make the argument that the Seattle has the potential right now.
I like Seattle over the Vikings.
Without a doubt, do I agree with that statement? Without a doubt, do I agree with that statement? I would say now,
I like
dude,
Seattle over Dallas.
I like. Let me give you my 4. Let me give you my 3 and 4. I like it 3. I like Seattle, and you know who I like it for? If they can make it work, and he can get into the system correctly, I like the Saints.
You've been a big car guy, so I'm not surprised by that.
Well, dude, they got a playoff roster. They got a playoff roster.
They do. It's gotten older, though. That defensive side of the ball has gotten older.
100%.
With Olave, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with the running back?
You got no more Tampa, though, there. He's done. He's gone. You got no more Tampa Bay. He's not playing.
That helps. That does help.
That helps big time. But we're sticking with the NFC West here, dude. What
little sneak preview for the South. Stay tuned. Click the subscribe button if you want to see that. But
that's right. I'll be in Dallas later this summer too, so I need all my Southern subscribers to get on here. But break it down for me. I said 12 wins, right? 12 or beyond. What do you think is guaranteed for the Seattle team on paper?
Guaranteed 10 wins. Guaranteed.
Okay.
That's the low. If you get below 10 wins, there's a problem here.
There's a problem.
Gino messed up the defense.
Yep.
Didn't live up. Like, they got to win 10 games.
They got to win 10 games. All right. Do you want to close it and we'll come up with one more and we'll end out the show?
Yeah.
Right,
we'll hit a quick break real fast and then we'll wrap up what we think. Touch maybe the Rams got a little bit of value there, plus 10,000. Maybe
right.
Not.
Stick through the break.
Okay. That worked. The broke boys are trying to figure out the new Zoom Premium and everything, but we're here, we're proud, we're loud, and we're rocking the Philly Drinkers merch. But when it comes down to it, right? Yeah, we're here hanging out throughout the summer. We appreciate everybody that's been subscribing along the way, following along. Hit that button, put the bell on, and use code Brendan Petrilli at checkout when you're at Philly Drinkers, of course. But now
I gotta get a code.
Yeah,
I gotta get a code. I gotta get in touch with that.
Whatever.
I think I do have a code. I gotta check it out.
Yeah. But everybody go buy the Philly Drinkers merch. We love them. Maybe me and Alex will go to a game and we'll just leave you behind. And we'll be like, look at us having so much fun, talking business, talking shop. While Harry's out there and
talking business, talking shop. Fuck you. Let's move on to running backs. Being an asshole about it.
But yeah, obviously, I mean, I think it's the 49ers division to lose. We love the Seahawks, the value there, but I think you get the point there.
And we're rooting for him. We're rooting for him.
We're 100% rooting for him. Those crybaby we're trying not to curse. Those crybabies out there in San Francisco calling Philadelphia people thugs and white trash and all this bullshit. Fuck you, buddy. Yeah, we are. Goddamn right we are. We kicked your ass. We dominated that asshole. We opened that shit up and we fucking said, fuck you, dick.
We ate it like it was nothing, like it was going out of style.
And I was there. Go check out the vlog at BSP Podcast. It was a great vlog. But anyway.
Unreal.
There's a big topic of conversation to round out the NFL before we get into, I'm dumb. Moment of the week. Before we get into that, the big topic of conversation is, Harry, the running back position is going away? Is it going to be gone? Are they all going to go on strike? What's going on here, dude?
Dude, okay. Let's establish something real quick. Sure, has the stock and the value of running backs gone down? On purely rushing. Sure. Let's not forget that the Eagles, to get to a Super Bowl, sliced and diced the San Francisco 49ers defensive line by just power running the ball through their running backs and scoring 4 rushing touchdowns in that NFC Championship.
But they didn't have a quarterback, dude. I thought, their defense couldn't stop the running back. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, their defense couldn't stop the running backs. Let's not forget that Saquon Barkley is the only reason why the Giants were relevant this year. And he's a rushing running back. Let's not forget that the Ravens have built their foundation on rushing quarterbacks over these past years with Lamar Jackson. They're absolutely, running backs have had to adapt to a versatility of being able to catch the ball on the fly, do an out route. Deebo Samuel is the perfect example of that. He's the perfect Swiss Army knife of being a phenomenal rushing running back, but being that almost that fifth receiver, right? Who can always get you that first down, who's there for whoever's throwing it for the 49ers. You always know that Samuel's there to get that, to get that catch. I'm not getting the words out right now, but my point being is, I think it's crazy for people to say that because of Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson, that running backs are insufficient. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
I don't think it's because of them. It's not because of those two guys and all the other running quarterbacks out there that are mobile. I think it's the fact that the Eagles had Boston Scott, Kenny Gainwell, Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders barely got any touches in the Super Bowl, right? And he just went and got $5 million this offseason. He's like the most success story of running backs, of recent times, right?
Sure.
Of this past offseason. But it's because of having three backs like that. And now that the Eagles went to DeAndre Swift, Kenny Gainwell, Boston Scott, and Rashard Penny, right? And they got Trey Sermon. They got five backs, all getting paid less than $5 million. What Miles Sanders is getting paid for the year.
Bijan.
So if you can have five guys getting paid for the price of one, that's what the NFL has been looking at. Whether it is a success, I think so, honestly. But when you see the productivity and what Saquon can do, what Derrick Henry can do, and these big premier backs, Austin Eckler and the Alvin Kamara, there you can go on and on. They deserve the money. It's just not every running back might not deserve that.
Let's just make something clear. Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor are the only reasons why their teams are relevant. Two teams out of the 32 teams in the NFL, the only reason why their teams are relevant are because of who is their rushing running back. Derrick Henry is strictly a rushing running back. That's all he does. I mean, he might get 2 or 3 catches a game. The only rest of the time, he's 7 yards back. Tannehill takes a snap, hands it off, and he goes 30 yards. That's what he does all game long. So what I think is, it's not that they're losing value, it's the diversity of play. Listen, there's nobody who's more able to manipulate who's able to manipulate the pocket in today's NFL more than Patrick Mahomes, right? There's nobody who's able to do that more. Before, in his prime, it was Russell Wilson. Today, it's Patrick Mahomes, right? Then you have guys like Jalen Hurts, who does have a cannon, but has clearly shown, I'll get you 4 with my feet. You got guys like Lamar Jackson, who set the new
Jalen so much.
You guys got guys like Lamar Jackson, Ocho, the original Ocho, who have changed the way that defenses have to read quarterbacks and offensive lines. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But when you come down to heavy hitting games, when you need a guy like Nick Chubb in your back to support you, to draw out that game for time management, for clock management, listen, there's no quarterback in the NFL today that you're going to go up against and say, would you rather have less running backs than more? There's not going to be a single one out of those 32 that say yes, because they all know, if they have any sort of NFL IQ, which they do to have made it into the NFL, they understand that you have to have a guy who can stretch out that clock, who can get you those times where your receivers and your tight ends are so done because they've either been in the block or they're going a million miles an hour on every single snap. I need a guy to slow down the game, and I need a guy to dominate from the ground. So I am not sold on the fact that, yes, I understand that currently there's a guy who just got drafted, who hasn't taken an NFL snap yet, who's getting paid. He's going to be a phenomenal back in the league. But do not tell me that if the Giants don't pay Saquon $10 million, there will be a team that does, because his talent is too great. There will be a team that picks up a Boston Scott. There will be a team that picks up a Christian McCaffrey. If their teams won't do it, somebody will.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. My biggest gripe that I think what running back has the biggest gripe in all this is Austin Eckler. The guy goes out and gets you 20 touchdowns last year. The guy's a baller. You give him a contract, right? He wants more money because he deserves it, right? And they go out, okay, fine, go find a trade. He finds you trade offers, but they're not willing to part with him for other than like a first round pick, right? So they're valuing him for a first round pick, but they won't value him for that contract that a first round pick would get, that a second contract that a first round pick would get. So why you value me that high that you won't trade me away? So then why don't you give me the money so I stay here since you value me that high? I think that's where the sticking point is, where teams and players have kind of come to it like, okay, you're not willing to trade me for a third or a fourth, but you're willing to draft me there and you're willing to pay me like that's what I'm worth. When I'm actually worth a first round pick. And that's what you want from other teams. You want the first round pick because that is what I'm worth. You know it, but you won't pay me like it. And that's where the sticking point is for these running backs now, where they want those big deals. They want the long-term longevity deals. But when it comes down to it, there's just so many guys that are great and athletic running backs because honestly, Harry, I saw this article the other day. Some really smart guy wrote it the other day that running backs are probably the most skilled and athletic position players out there for their position all over the field. You could probably put 22 of them out there for all 11 positions on the offense and defense side of the ball. And they could probably go out there and win some games. Now, I mean, I'll just quote you a little bit of this article here and maybe kind of get your feedback on what you think. Great. But I saw this one guy, Brendan Petrilli was his name, but he listed a full depth chart of a 22-man roster of what an all running backs team would look like, right? Because these guys, they need the support. They need the love that they deserve because these guys are athletic, they're strong, and they can go out there and make some plays, right? So what he goes into depth here, it starts out with in the trenches, right? That's probably your biggest weakness of this team that you would think going in, because the running backs are 5'10", 6'1", the average guys, great guys. That's the guys we love, right? In normal day life, of course. But when it comes down to the football field, they might not get the love they deserve. But when you throw a Derrick Henry and a Nick Chubb out there at right and left end, these guys are monsters. Rushing the passer. Good luck, brother. You throw Aaron Jones and Damian Pierce bowling balls to stuff the middle of that defensive line and let those two guys go out there and make some plays. I mean, that's what this guy gets into here, right? Like, I feel like that's a dominant defensive line. And then you take a step back, right? You go Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and Jonathan Taylor. I didn't say Brian Urlacher, Lawrence Taylor, and Ray Lewis. I said Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and Jonathan Taylor. The next greatest linebacking duos out there. These guys would be studs.
This is
flying around the field, making plays, making hits. Dude, you're telling me Saquon Barkley wouldn't be the best linebacker out there right now if you converted him to linebacker?
Dude, he would make Aaron Donald look like a joke. Even though Aaron Donald plays DN, but
yeah, but I hear you. Yeah, he would make Roquan Smith look like he's nothing out there.
All right, whoa. Zero, aka zero chance of getting past me. Keep going.
All right, but then you move to the back end of this defense, right? You get guys like Dalvin Cook and Tony Pollard.
Oh God,
ball hawks, safeties. You throw them on that back end, the way that they can move around, the eyes that they have, the quickness, the agility on that back end to make some plays, lay the hammer down, and that back end, fantastic. And then you finish it out, and you go the cornerback duo of DeAndre Swift and Christian McCaffrey. You go, Brendan, why would you put these two guys? Like, they're undersized. Why wouldn't you put McCaffrey at quarterback? Well, I'll tell you why, right? These two guys are play makers. They will go up and they will make a play vertically against the bigger wide receivers that they're going to be going up against.
100%.
And they'll go up and make a play, but then they'll also be able to read it, cut in front of them, get in front of passes, break them up, and be able to get it done in that secondary. And honestly, you might say, why isn't McCaffrey your quarterback in this, right? Well, we
Yeah,
saw what
why?
McCaffrey. We saw McCaffrey, right? In a playoff game, right? In a playoff game, no less. Try to be quarterback.
Failure.
Absolute failure.
We don't play failures. We don't play failures.
You would say his head coach set him up for failure, right? Like he did his two quarterbacks in front of him, where he had to play emergency quarterback, where he couldn't block for them at all, and they ended up getting hurt. And then you had to put McCaffrey in there. But why would we give him a shot to man this dynamic and electric team? Because we already saw what happened.
Is that right? Wait, did I forget that? Did he end up playing quarterback in that game?
In the NFC Championship game? Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Passes. Yeah.
He threw passes.
Yeah. Why would
number
we give him another
22?
Shot?
He couldn't even see over the line, dog.
No.
He's like 5'2". Unreal.
That's why we're putting him at cornerback. He can make plays out there on the edges.
Make plays. I love it, dude. So hold on, wait, who's the writer for that article again? We got to get him signed. We got to get him
this
sourced.
Guy, Brendan Petrilli. He's pretty cool.
He's a cool dude.
BSB podcast, Brendan Petrilli, Instagram, Twitter. The article's out. It'll be coming out shortly, but
on all platforms.
Yeah, of course. But let us know what you think on that defensive side of the ball there, whether he's right, wrong, where else you would put guys. But moving forward now, right? He goes to list his offensive line. And it starts on with no other than our big behemoth of a guy at our left tackle. None other than our dirty bird, our Raven, purple, wearing it, gold, purple and gold and white and whatever. Patrick Ricard. We're putting him at left tackle, and he's going to be able to eat up some passes.
Nice.
The guy's a stud.
Dude, you are speaking my language. Right? Nobody's getting past him, dog. He's right on those hands.
Dude,
oh my God,
6'3", 310. And he can move.
Dog.
Like he's like Jordan Mailata minus about 8 inches, but whatever. And then you move into the guard positions. All we were kind of looking for there is honestly that's probably one of the weakest spots. That we're gonna go with some bowling balls that might be able to get us some push in, and AJ Dillon and Ramondre Stevenson. I mean, hard-nosed guys. Put your head down, get us a couple yards. That's all we're asking for. But then you move to the center spot. You need another set of eyes for this quarterback, right? For this offense. And I think there's a guy that we've talked a lot of crap and smack on this 49ers team, but I think this guy deserves a lot of credit because he has been able to develop his game and be a huge impact and be able to recognize his defenses. And I think that's what this team's going to need. And that's Kyle Juszczyk.
Juice. Okay.
You put him at center, he'll be able to be almost Jason Kelsey-like and be able to call out plays, get out in the open field and get some and make some downfield blocks, call out some checks. Think he's the perfect center for this team. You round it out. We got Najee Harris at the right tackle position.
Wow.
I don't think Najee's that great, if I'm going to be honest with you, as a regular running back. But with that big 6'3" frame, you put him at the other pillar spot. He's got enough power and he's got a little bit of the technique to be able to hang in there and give us a little bit of time where we just run away from him. And then we rounded it out, Harold. We rounded out. What are we thinking of this team where we go, you put in the wide receiver spot, right? A lot of these wide receivers, they have been, a lot of these running backs, they have been put in the slot position as wide receivers. They have been undervalued as running backs, and they think they can go and put them at the wide receiver spot, and that's going to be Austin Eckler, Bijan Robinson,
there we go,
Alvin Kamara. These guys could go out there and ball out at the wide receiver position
and ball
all day, every day for this team, and they can go and get us big plays. Now, we're not going to put any running backs in there because the running back position is devalued. We don't need them.
It's devalued. It's done. We don't need it.
So we're not even going to put one in at the running back position. And the guy that's going to man the helm for this team.
Yeah, that's what I've been waiting for.
I know. Everybody's been waiting. It's been a long conversation. But I hope you have all been enjoying this as much as I have. Late night. This is what keeps the writer up, Brendan Petrilli at Brendan Petrilli BSP podcast. But this is what keeps him up late at night to write these articles, right? And he was thinking, because we didn't keep Christian McCaffrey at quarterback, you give a quick Google search. A quick deep dive and research into the absurd length of research of who are the best capable running backs that have been converted from quarterbacks. And Jerick McKinnon, the guy was an all-state.
What a sleeper.
Quarterback
What a
All-state. The guy
sleeper.
he was a sleeper in high school, and he is in the NFL. Just like every running back that I have named, they are all sleepers, and these guys deserve their shot. And Jarrett McKinnon is
They
the
do.
epitome of being able to sling it with his arm
Trill.
and then be able to run it with his feet.
Yes,
this guy got offers from Army and Navy coming out of high school.
We're talking about a real American here.
He got offers from America's teams. If he got offers from them to run their offense, he can run my offense. That's all I have to say about this squad. Let me know what you think. Should I have changed a couple people? I know I don't. Brendan, I know Brendan has it all right. So let us know in the comments what your all 22 running back roster is. I think it was a good one.
Dude, first of all, that was sensational. The way that you brought it, you broke down each and every position. You gave it out. You knew the man. And then that sleeper at the end for the quarterback position. But topping it off with no running back, all while made up of running backs. Give it up for the kid, dude. Give it up for the kid. I mean, ladies and gents, we hear you clapping. We hear you clapping through the screen.
Dude,
we thank you on all platforms.
What a great writer. I mean, this guy he's the best, honestly.
I mean, did you Grammarly that?
No.
You got to throw that.
I'll have to ask the writer.
You got to throw that thing into Grammarly, dude. Make sure that spell check is phenomenal, and then you put it up. Dude, you wanna end out with "Am I Stupid?" and we'll call it a night?
Yeah, let's wrap. I mean, I feel like that last segment was a little bit of "Am I Stupid?" but I think it works.
I loved it. Dude.
We're in the dog days of summer here. We're trying to make content for all of you guys out there. I hope you enjoyed it a little bit. But you want to start it off for I'm dumb moment of the week.
All right, I'm dumb moment of the week. So, I've been thinking about this coming into this pod because we're liking this topic. And what is the I love it too. We've been thinking about it. It's like, what to me was I dumb about? And I come to this thing with my car. So I head to the gym, I go to the gym, and the whole time it's kind of dark out, and I got enough light in front of me though. You got your headlights on. That's all you need, right? That's all you need. And it's going good. But you know how there's that switch between day runner, auto, and our day runner on and then auto, right? So what I didn't realize is for most of the drive to the gym, I didn't realize I had my day runners on. So I had practically no light. But I thought, and I was like, why is it so dark? It's something as you had with the glasses, right? I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I don't know if people should be getting in the car with us at this point.
I don't know either. So then I turn it on as I have about 2 minutes left of the gym. I hit one switch. I get in, I unpark, and then I hear, the whole time. I'm like, what is this? What's happening? I'm thinking that an airbag's going to come out and hit me, take me out. I didn't turn the thing on fucking auto, dude. I was looking around my car for 10 minutes looking like an asshole with all four doors open. People are looking at me like, what's going on with this kid? Is he looking to commit an attack with this car? So is something bad gonna happen? Do we need to call 911? Do we need to call
like
yeah.
Do we need
like,
to get the squad up
doing?
in here? Like,
and why is it beeping? And I'm saying to myself, why is it beeping out loud? And then I finally figure out my damn headlights aren't on auto. I'm thinking to myself, can't I just turn this fucking car off, whether it's on auto or not? They have to leave it on. Why won't it? I mean, if they automatically turn on or off when it's on auto, automatically turn off when I leave you on. Who cares? Am I stupid? I might be.
Yeah.
That's it for me, brother.
It's tough. Yeah, we've been there. I've had a couple bad ones the last couple weeks. Yeah, it happens. It does. Now, for myself, honestly, I had a good week,
Okay, did that.
Yeah, I had a good week. Nothing too bad. Honestly, I was staying in the house a little bit too much for my liking, honestly. If you're out there, we're looking for that $1 million deal. We're looking to make some cold hard cash. We're willing to work. But, I stayed I didn't have too many opportunities to really go have dumb moments. So
okay.
my I'm dumb moment of the week. It isn't for me. I'm going to put this up for somebody else because I know he's thinking the same thing. And I think this is a good way to wrap up the end of the podcast. But
let's hear it, dude.
Keeping up with the NBA, Joel Embiid goes on a random person's podcast interview, whatever, out in public. And he goes, I want to win a championship, whether that's in Philadelphia or somewhere else. I don't know. He says that out loud for everybody to film and record. Now that's not even the least of it, right? He says that
That's unreal.
it's going viral. You didn't hear that dude?
No,
huge here the
that's
past week.
unreal.
He says this, and everybody's freaking out. And he goes out on Twitter and he goes, "Joel, what's going on, dude? What the fuck?" And he goes, "Oh, read my middle name." And his middle name on Twitter is Joel Troel Embiid. So he's saying he's trolling the fans.
Troel.
Yeah, like nobody. That was a whoa, I'm dumb
Yeah.
moment of the week where he goes, "Why did I say that?" Like I have the all the fury of Philadelphia coming down on me. What do you mean otherwhere? Like we've been for you this whole time, Joel. And now you're thinking about the opportunity of leaving and going to win somewhere else. We've had your back this whole time. And I think Philadelphia might push him out because of it, because of that statement itself.
You think?
I don't know. It's getting to a breaking point after this season. We'll have
Shut
to dive
up.
deeper into it.
What do you think? Well, that's a whole nother episode. Let's end on this, dude. What's worse? Him saying that or what what's his name in Denver did right after I want to go home.
Dude, Joel, because he at least won a championship. Like
he at least gave the ring.
Yeah,
he at least
like
got a
if
ring.
I had a fucking ring, and he's just like, sorry, we've been cursing too much on this episode, but it is what it is. I mean, if I had a ring and he's saying that, or like something stupid like that, I'd be like, oh, it's okay, Joel. Like I'm looking at it, and you're shining it, like, but now we're looking at nothing, and that's what makes everybody so pissed off. And we're like, what do you mean somewhere else?
Bad day, dude. Bad day.
Yeah. And then he tried backtracking, saying Daryl Morey he is taking over the troll on Twitter king over Joel, and it was just backtrack after backtrack.
It was bad.
Backtrack, and that was the whoa, I'm dumb moment of the week.
Wow. Well, everyone, God bless. We hope that you loved this episode of Cole One's Convos. We don't know what division we're going to do in 2 weeks. We will get to you when we get to you. Thank God for that amazing article that we got to hear tonight. We took you through what's going on with the Orioles. Are they bound for a World Series appearance? Let us know. Let us know. Is Seattle the real deal? Are they getting more than 10 wins? Are they guaranteed a playoff berth? Are they making an NFC title run? Let us know. Next one, Cold Conversations. Next week, I'm Hollywood Hair. Trilly, take us out.
Yeah, All-Star. Not All-Star. We got the trade deadline coming up in the MLB. It's going to be spicy. We got the O's Phillies coming up. I'll be putting out a vlog on BSP Podcast of the games we'll be at. Hollywood Hair, we'll have to FaceTime them in, and it'll be a fun time. Thanks, everybody out there, for listening. Go check out the article at my Twitter, at Brendan Petrilli. Appreciate all you guys. Love you.
Go Orioles.
You're the best. Go O's. Go Birds. Go